To question your potential is just like, why would you do that? Fulfillment comes from realizing that you had something that you didn't think you had all along. I be getting mad for other people. Like, girl, you can literally do this. Don't piss me off. When you realize all you have is yourself, you start to get creative. Hello, my loves. So, as you can see, we're in a different setting, I guess you could say. We're recording on a different device. This is not a camera. This is my MacBook. I love the look of MacBook videos. It just gives so like retro, and I think it's very like fitting because I also do not feel like pulling out my camera. It's 12:21, July 4th. Happy July 4th, everyone. I think I'm gonna call this, like when I do all my talking videos, I'm gonna do it under like a series or something. I don't know. That's just what like the idea came of. Maybe like tea time, because I also have my cup here of tea. What does this say? I'm not somebody who can share a crepe. I need the whole crepe. Right. This is ginger turmeric tea. I love to end my nights off with a good tea. Also, it's irrelevant, but I just took magnesium glycinate, you know what I'm talking about, magnesium. I have seen it over TikTok, and I looked up in my cabinet. I'm like, do we have it here? Because, you know, my dad likes to keep his vitamins. He be on his health journey too. So I was like, do we have it? And best believe we did. So I just took 2 capsules of that, the recommended dose. And they say to do it before bed. So like, this is perfect. Also, I have these cute little eye patches on. Again, very irrelevant. First, I want to get into the idea of loneliness, because that is originally what I was going to talk about, or that is what I've already talked about, but I'm just not posting it. I think I'm gonna like post it on my spam or something. It was just a way for me to kind of collect my thoughts. When I think of topics like this, it literally sits in my brain, in my head, and if I don't get it out some way, some form, I'm gonna feel stressed. I'm gonna feel overwhelmed. I'm just not going to feel it. It's just gonna live in my body. Like, I don't want that. I need to get it out, because that's what I feel like, you know. It's like an itch that I need to scratch. So yeah, originally I was going to talk about loneliness, and so that's what I'll start with. Essentially, the idea is, I feel as though there is nothing more intimate, yes, nothing more intimate, but really more comforting. It's a different type of confidence knowing that all you have is yourself at the end of the day. And where I even developed this mindset, I used to think like, oh, all I have is myself. I'm so lonely. Like, even though I have 2 parents, like a loving household, loving family, my family has supported me my whole life. I have had a very good, very great lifestyle. So it's never been something where it's like, oh, I'm abandoned and all this, but I've always felt like I was different from my family in a way that I just feel like they didn't understand me. Like, I don't have this one set ideology as to why that is, you know. I feel like you can look at it from different points of views. Maybe not everybody is meant to understand you, but maybe they're meant to be able to hold, you know, that thinking and understanding that you want them to understand. Maybe it's not for them to understand, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Pretty much, I'm not closed off on the idea of what that could possibly mean, what that could possibly be, but out of that whole kind of victim mindset, because that's basically what I would do. I used to victimize myself, but now I look at that as such a strength because, I don't want to be like that, but sometimes I do see people and the first thing they do is call up somebody else or go to somebody else. And again, I'm not saying that's wrong, but in this cases that I'm talking about, it just seems as though they don't know how to figure out a problem by themselves. And so then it's made me reflect and like, wow, I'm so grateful that all I have at the end of the day, like, is myself, or that's what I realized. You only have yourself, whether you have friends or not. Because I have friends too. I have a small circle, but I have friends too. And I'm sure if I'm like, oh, I really want to talk about this, they're going to sit there and listen to me and let me vent or whatever. So it's not even about me not having friends. It's not even the friends that's the problem. It's you as an entity not relying on yourself first. And essentially, like, if you are, working on your relationship with God or building a relationship, if you have a great relationship with God, you'll understand that the kingdom of God is within you. I just feel as though, like, people don't know how to use themselves enough. And I've realized it's because they haven't come to the conclusion that all they have is themselves at the end of the day. Again, I don't want to confuse this and say, like, do not go to your friends, do not vent to your friends. No. But make sure that you are good within yourself, that you have got yourself before, you really do go in your friend. I would go to a friend or go to something outside of you. That's just a principle in itself. Make sure you are solid within yourself before you look for something outside of you to try and fulfill you. Because at the end of the day, everything that you need is already within, and everything that you're looking to fulfill you, it's not going to fulfill you if it's outside of you. Okay, fulfillment comes from realizing that you had something that you didn't think you had all along. And then with that comes the idea of creativity. Just thinking back on my childhood and how I was raised and just like the activities I did growing up, I know that, like, I would go to my grandma's house and I would always have a section of just art materials, paper, pens. I would have Legos, like even books. But that's a little bit, there's a lot of creativity in literature, but I'm more so focused on the artistic aspect and like creativity. I'm realizing this newfound gratefulness for it because it's taught me how to create and curate my own life. And that's another thing that I've realized. Like, a lot of people will say, or I'll get the vibe, okay? I'm like, when I'm speaking about this, it's really in general terms. It's not to one specific situation. But sometimes I'll see people say, oh, I want this, oh, I want this. But it never gives like, oh, I want this and I'm gonna get it. It gives, I want this, I don't have it, and I don't know how I'm gonna get it. And that to me is just kind of like a want mindset. Like, ever since I was a little girl, I always knew nothing was impossible. I've always known that nothing was impossible. It's just like this weird feeling. Even though I knew that maybe there were some limits, I never seen them as limits, right? I really love that for myself. I really do, because that's the truth. Nothing in this world will limit you, like can limit you. Not to say that there are not struggles and hurdles, boundaries, whatever you want to call it, etc. But just know anything that is for you will always be for you, will always come to you. Like, nothing can limit you, nothing is impossible. And that's really what I wish for everybody to think. I really want everybody to feel as though nothing is impossible. Anything that you want, you can definitely have it. And so growing up creative and doing all these arts and crafts and creativity, stuff like that, it's really made me realize I can literally curate my whole life. And it made me realize that early. I didn't start wearing extensions until, or like braiding hair, until high school, right? Freshman year of high school. So I had no real like prior experience with it, even though a lot of girls my age at that time had like, been wearing it since they were younger. But no, I told myself I want this every weekend and I don't care. Like, and I said every weekend, I want this, routinely. And best believe, babes, I'm not paying no 200 every single time. Like, I'm just not. And so I learned how to do my own hair. I learned how to braid my hair myself. That was never a question of if I can do it. It was my approach to it was like, oh, this new fun thing I'm going to try. And so I feel like growing up with creativity enforced almost, or very much highly encouraged and promoted in my life, I realized that anything I want in life, I can create it. I can. And on a larger scale, everything in life is a creation, okay? Whether that's websites, technology, businesses, all of that is also creation. That's why creativity is not solely like, oh, arts and pens, papers, paint, etc. It's literally the idea of taking one thing and turning it into something completely new. And I really wish I wish that more people knew that you can do anything. I will say, like, you should know yourself, and with that you can know, okay, this is not for me. But it really just saddens me a little bit sometimes when I'm like, oh no, like, you can do this yourself, like, you can, oh girl, like, I don't know, I can't, like, I'm sorry, y'all, I just hate when people have that mindset. I just have so much compassion for wanting better for other people. Like, I really have to detach myself, and I'm learning how to, because I be getting mad for other people. Like, girl, you can literally do this. Don't piss me off. I really see the two tying in, loneliness and creativity, because when you realize all you have is yourself, you start to get creative. And you realize that, okay, nobody's coming to save me. Like, it's time, and I want what I want, because people will really put aside their wants just because of what their physical reality looks like. But it's like, babes, you can literally create your physical reality, like, literally. And you can start so little. For example, I literally just rearranged my room. I knew that I was feeling like this stagnant energy, like I just needed a change, okay? And babes, I'm not moving across the country. A lot of people would. Some people move to a different city. I completely support that as well. But it's just like the way my life is looking like right now, we gonna have to do a room change, okay? And that's not even to say like, well, my life is looking bad right now. No, it's just like, you have that feeling. I had that gut feeling. I want to change my room. I need like a setting change, especially since I'm gonna be in here for a lot of the summer. Yeah, we need a new environment. Like, I always say, like, whenever I want to change my room, that's a sign that I am leveling up, because essentially it is, like, and it helps my leveling up progress in the way that it does, and so gracefully and so smoothly. Like, there's nothing better than a change of scenery. And literally all I did, y'all, was put my bed to the other side of the room. That's literally it. Put my vanity to the other side. But just the whole process of it, and really realizing, okay, I really can put this desk here and this shelf there. I don't have a closet door anymore. It broke like years ago. So what did I do? I went to Target and I got a tension rod and I got a cute little dainty curtain. And what is that? Cute as ever. The whole vision around this video also stems from, that sadness I was talking about earlier. How I feel for people that don't believe that they can. There's a difference between not wanting to, and so that's the conclusion that I've come to, is that okay, they just don't want to. It's maybe they just don't want to try, and that's fair. But never ever say that you cannot do something. Like, it's completely valid to say like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. But to be like, to question your potential is just like, why would you do that in front of other people? In the last video that I was talking about loneliness, again, you guys haven't seen it, I kept reiterating the fact that there's nothing more powerful, more uplifting, knowing that you really got yourself, knowing that like you're the rock. You're never gonna fold on yourself, And so then when you add creativity to that, energy that you go into your creations and the new ideas that you have, it's all the more powerful. I guess my main message for this video is just understand that one, there's nothing you can't do. There is absolutely nothing you cannot do. And two, you can create anything that you want in life. Literally anything. You can create it. Like, how do I tell you? I think another thing, like, I don't know if this is very niche, but y'all ever seen those like DIY EOSs? Or like DIY edible school supplies, like the creator Wenji, Glitter Life Box, Karina Garcia, all that, with all that slime, because I definitely was up making DIY EOSs. Melting Hershey's chocolate, snapping that cap open, okay, pouring it into the little mold, letting it freeze, and then eating it. And I would literally go to school with these. This is really like a side note, but I would really go to school with these DIY EOSs, and people would be like, oh my gosh, how did you get a gummy bear EOS? How did you get a cookies and cream with sprinkles EOS? Baby, I made it. Baby, me. I did this. Big dog. Baby girl, I did this. Anything you want, you literally can create it. Also, I will say, with this, you do have to be very patient. You have to be very patient with yourself because, for example, you want a big house, you want money, right? That's going to take time. But just knowing that it is something you can have, it is something, even just saying it is something I will have, and then allowing yourself to kind of just flow through that process, allowing the process, really trusting the process. Babes, do you know how untouchable you are? Do you know how powerful you are? When you're lonely, and I know lonely has a negative connotation, but I really mean it in the most positive way. But when you're alone, you learn yourself so much. So much. So then you really learn the processes that work better for you. You learn what it is you actually want in life. Because yes, you can have anything and everything in this world, but what do you want? You, yes, you. What do you want specifically? I find myself a lot now really just being to myself, which is kind of like, it's not odd to me, but maybe I'm starting to come to the realization like I might be an introvert. I might, because being alone genuinely regenerates me. I genuinely feel like I'm drinking a jug when I am alone, when I am able to just meditate and be in my own solidarity. And it's just so peaceful. It's so calm. So stop looking at yourself as a victim, because Victims have people that feel bad for them. Nobody is going to feel bad for you, babes. Nobody. You are no victim, okay? This is really a whole nother topic, but you need to learn how to alchemize, which really means just turn the hurt, turn the pain, turn anything into something new, okay? A lot of times it is hurt and pain that motivates people, so that's why I'm saying that. But you can really turn anything. Allocate that energy instead of putting it to something that doesn't serve you, that's negative. Put it to something that will grow you, that will serve you. Okay, bye.